All right, welcome to Residential 2 uh, drafting. Okay, we're working on a new plan this year, a little bit simpler than the one that we did the last couple of years, but it's still got enough stuff in it that will make it interesting for you. Okay, uh, challenging because we're going to go a little more detailed in what we were doing, but it is a simpler building, which will speed things up a bit. All right, so this video, I want to get you set up and get you started with your first floor walls. So set up um, your levels, and you get these dimensions here off of the front elevation, sheet number one. So you can edit the existing levels and then create some new ones, and we'll have more later, but this is what we're going to start with. Okay, so you want to create your levels. And then on your floor plan, I I like using grid lines, even with a residential project, to start with, and because I'll create the grid lines, dimension them, and pin them in place, and then hide those dimensions off of that. And then I start working my walls, and I align and constrain my walls to the grid lines. Now, when you go to dimensioning your walls, you do not want to dimension your wall to the grid line, okay? Because if you hide your grid lines when we get ready to print, which your dimensions will hide also. So, um, but I like using grid lines even with a residential drawing because to me it makes it easier to constrain things and lock them in place. So what we want to do, if your little survey point and base points are not showing up, then you can go to reveal hidden elements, and then they'll show up in your floor plan. And you want to select the survey point and the base point, and you want to unhide them. Okay, draw, and in this case I did 3 grid lines across and up and down. And you can align a grid line to a survey point, but you can't lock it to the survey point. So what I did is I put these two on the survey point, and then I pinned them in place. And then the other ones, and you can see here I've got dimensions for them, and I dimension them, lock those dimensions, and then I pinned all of my grid lines. Okay, now it may seem redundant, but I want these things to be locked in place, never to ever move. Okay, so that'll get you set up with where to start because we want, and this whole base point thing, if you're just doing the house plan, it's no big deal. But if you're working with a site plan and you want to be able to drop your building into a site model, that base point comes in real handy in order to do that. And I think we will do that toward the end of the semester. But anyway, so we want the front right corner of the building to be on the base point. Okay, so we get those done. Now then, these walls are 2x4 stud walls, half-inch sheathing, clapboard siding, that kind of stuff. So just like last semester, you want to copy a clapboard wall family into this project, and you can do it from going to your old project and opening it, select one of the walls, and then copy and paste into this project, or you can open a new project here by using the construction template, then draw a wall in the new construction project and copy and paste it into this one. Because all to clarify, all design projects should start with the architectural template. If you're doing a construction management project, which we're not going to do that in these classes, but the construction template is just that. It's for construction management, not for architectural design. Okay, so we'll pop those in and edit those families so they reflect what we've got in our project here. You'll need an exterior 2x6 wall here for the laundry room with 2x6 studs. Right here, you're going to need a wall with no interior drywall for that area. And the rest of those are just the 2x4 walls. Now, while we're talking about that, also the interior walls, you'll have to create these 2x4 wood studs, 1/2-inch drywall, both sides. You'll also need a 2x6 wall for here. And then you'll need one with no gypboard on one side. And I created this one, and I said, okay, gypboard exterior side. That way I know when I'm drawing it, what side my gypboard is on. It's on the exterior side of the wall family. Okay, so you'll need those. Now on the front, let me go to my 3D view here. We've got a lightweight stone veneer, and then underneath the clapboard siding. So you'll need to create a stone veneer family. Well, that's not going to show it to me there. Basic wall exterior. Okay. All right. So, excuse me. I created this wall family. You can duplicate. You can add whatever. And for my material, I use limestone. And it's not going to show up here when you first search for it, but it will be down here. Right there. And so I brought the limestone in, inserted it into my project right here. And I edited it to add a diagonal crosshatch to this section cut there. Okay. And you can change the color if you want on the shading. That's fine. Not a problem. Okay. All right. And so I created this family. I made my limestone 2 inches thick. Everything else is the same. Okay. Okay. Then I created a a stacked wall. And you can duplicate one of the existing ones and a copy and edit it. What I did, I've got my clapboard siding on top and then my stone veneer on the bottom, and I made my stone veneer height the variable. Right now, that's what's going to work. And then within that, I'll have to go back to the other family. Because right now I don't know what height that's going to be, because the sill, there's a little stone ledge at the top that has to go underneath those windows that are in the front. So we'll have to actually put the windows in before we know how tall that's going to be, and we can edit that later. Okay, so don't need that. Let me go back and look at my stone wall. And in this one, I should have said it earlier. Oh no, I didn't do it here. Sorry, I did it in the stack wall. Okay, I'm gonna pause this video and then come back with the next one because I'm out of time on it.